Uh, Hello everyone, I'm Saranya, working as a assistant professor from SNS College of Technology. Today we are discuss about in three-schema architecture. The three-schema architecture is a database system is proposed by the ANSI or SPARC is the foundational mode that the separate that the database into three distinct layers of external, conceptual and internal. And in this layer to approach to provide the systematic way to manage a data abstraction and enhancing the data independence and allows the different users of the interact with the system without needing to understand the complexity of the how data is stored or structured in this process. There are three level of three schema architecture. The first one is an external level, second one is a conceptual level, and third one is a physical level. The external level is defined that the individual users to see the process, and then conceptual level is represent the logical structure of the entire databases, and physical level is, and then internal level is deal with the physical storage details and access the paths. Uh, the three level architecture is the top layer is an external level. The external level is the closest layer to the end users. It defines the customized views of the data tailored to specific users, roles or application. In this, the each users only sees the what they need to know and enhancing the data security and simplicity. This level is then hide the complexity of underlying the data structures and end users, ensure the users are not overwhelmed by the irrelevant details. And for the examples of student, the student is nothing but the student ID, name and courses, and then second one is an admin is the student ID, name, course, fees and attendance. These are the external level of three layer architectures, and sorry, three schema architecture. And the second thing is a middle level is a conceptual schema, that means a logical level. It describes the entire logical structure of the databases, that means tables, attributes, relationship, constraints and independent of physical storages. In this conceptual schema is the database section, that is the tells of difference between all the different data sets. Then it is represent the structure of the databases in the employees databases, or describe the columns or attribute tables, and can be called as a high level representation of databases. And the conceptual schema is mostly represented in by the entity relationship model, which means the symbols to represented in the data elements or the elements and relationship is a visually for the specific systems. In this ER model, the database is represented by the ER diagrams. Now let us the uh, student management system, that means the student ID, name and course, fees, attendance and uh, as following in the conceptual schema process. And the last one is an internal schema. Internal schema is called as a physical level architecture, physical level schema. It describes the how data is stored in the disk. That means including the file structure of the indexing and storage methods. Uh, storage method. For example of the student table stored as a sequential of file, the index is created on the student id, the data stored in the data blocks. And further, what are the difference between the logical and physical data independence? The logical data independence is called as the capacity to change the conceptual schema without having to change the external schemas or applications program. And then the physical data independence is called as the capacity to change the internal schema without having the conceptual schema. And logical data independence is called it is a difficult to achieve the logical data independence, and it is easier to achieve the logical data independence. And the logical data independence is nothing but we may changes the conceptual schema to expand the databases by adding a record type or data items, to change the constraints or to reduce the databases by removing a record type or data items. And then the physical data independence is called to changes the internal schema may be needed to because some physical files were recognized by creating the additional access structures and then improve the performance of retrieval in this process. Thank you.